What's going on, everybody? I'm Aslan Hutchavandi, Director of Digital Media for Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Trench Talk with Devontay Love-Taylor. He'll be coming up here at the top of the hour, 6 p.m. I'm here just to kind of warm you all up. We're all going to play nice. I know we're all a little bit hurt, all a little bit disappointed, but the sun came up. There's another game on the horizon. We'll hopefully talk about that and take your questions here on YouTube as well as social media, Twitter, and over on Warchant.com's Tribal Council. A reminder to hit that thumbs up button. We certainly do appreciate it. Devontay's a smart, good-looking guy. Let's get him out there. Let's let the masses see him so he can get some more NIL deals as he gets set for his career, playing football for a long time, not just here at Florida State, but beyond that. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's totally free. It's always going to be free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get your alerts. You can set it with the bell. So you subscribe, and then you can set the bell notifications for however often, or maybe you don't want to get notified every single time we drop a video because we drop videos all the time. But do subscribe. It makes a difference, and we really, really would appreciate it. Over at warchant.com, Corey's got another column, I guess a final one, if you will, on what happened Saturday night, that final play against Jacksonville State. We did speak to Mike Norvell, Kenny Dillingham, Adam Fuller, and John Papuchas. Shout out to Adam Fuller. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but to a man, got in front of 20 people firing questions and didn't back down, said, hey, I know you all want answers. Keep asking me. I don't mind just explaining things. So, say what you will about him as a coach, but as a man, stand-up dude. But Corey's got a column on that up on the website. Ira's going to be working on some stuff as well. All that will be over at warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. As ACC play opens on Saturday against Wake Forest. Seminole headlines will get us started tomorrow, 1 to 3 o'clock right here on YouTube. That's Jeff, Ira, and Corey. And then we'll have the Warchant report for you probably on Thursday. Jeff Cameron's show returns after headlines on Tuesday. So Jeff will be on air Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 1 to 3 o'clock. He and Tom pregame show before the Wake Forest game. I think noon. I should double check on that. But we'll let you know, obviously, at the bottom of the screen when the pregame show starts, and then the postgame call-in show with Tom and Gene, all here on our warchant.com YouTube channel. So hit the like button. We really would appreciate it. We got a lot of questions, and mostly good questions. So shout out to everybody. I don't know, maybe we'll see if we can talk to him about his guy Brady Scott getting engaged. Maybe we can talk about that. There's all sorts of crazy things to talk about, but we'll be taking your questions again here on social media, on YouTube, as well as Twitter and warchant.com. But there's plenty of content going over on the website. I know everybody's a little bit down, but hey, we only get 12 games promised to us. So let's stick with it. We got 10 more. Sky's the limit. We're on the climb. With that said, let's go ahead and bring Devontay in, and we begin with Trench Talk right after this. From the ultimate Seminole sports source comes another original live content production. Trench Talk with Devontay Love-Taylor. You bring the live rounds, he'll bring the pancakes. And now, number 58 in your programs, but number 1 in your hearts, here's the man of the next half hour, Devontay Love-Taylor. There he is. It's Devontay Love-Taylor, y'all. It is Trench Talk. It starts right now here on Warchant TV. Devontay, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us, man. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Our Saturday was a bit of a bummer. I imagine your Saturday was as well. What was Sunday like for you and your teammates?
It was rough. It was still feeling what we felt from Saturday, just a down one. But, we got to respond. We got to get ready to go for next week. We got to remember how it felt and keep climbing.
Are you excited to get back to practice tomorrow morning?
Yeah, very excited. That days like tomorrow are what define teams. It's either going to make us or break us.
That's right. Florida State opens up with ACC play against Wake Forest. We were going to try to make this Trench Talk a very trenchy talk. We were trying to get a little X's and O chalk talk stuff, but weren't able to work that out. So I want to have a little bit of fun here. They're graded. Devontay's graded by his coaching staff. All the players are graded by their coaches. Pro Football Focus also does grades, Devontay. So before we start, can you let us know who graded out the best on the offense for you guys, or how does it work when it comes to grades? Is it just simply you only know what your segment did, or is there like a sheet of everybody on the offense?
So we only know like what our individual grade is, like percentage-wise, but we see like all the marks and we watch that together, like all the like negatives and positives.
Okay. All right. Who would you think graded out the best on offense overall? Like any player on the offense, who would you think graded out the highest?
I got to go with either Darius or Dylan.
Overall, like not just offensive line. You're talking like any.
Overall.
Okay, overall. All right. So you don't think you're the highest grade offensive lineman?
I do not.
Wow, look at that. I mean, we're Warchant.com. We're the ultimate Seminole sports source. You're part of us now, man. We got you on this NIL thing. We don't fool around with second best, Devontay. We go after the cream of the de la creme. You are the number one rated offensive lineman from Saturday's game. I hope you can see some of these numbers. I know they're a little bit small. I'm trying to make them as big as I possibly can. They got you playing 79 snaps, 42 pass blocking, 37 run blocking, grading you out at 64 overall as an offensive player. Does that sound about what Alex Atkins had you graded out at, or are they way off?
Yeah, it was close. Depending based on their grading scale, it's always gonna be more accurate coming from the coaches because they understand the scheme and what our exact job was on that play. And I'm not sure if PFF does. Like, I'm not sure if they know like the schemes and all that stuff. So it's hard to tell.
Well, you're really hard on yourself there, putting yourself third best maybe, but they graded you out above Dylan and Darius. Bavion second graded out again according to them. You guys out there every single snap, man. Shout out to you being able to kind of go that long. I'll pull it back a little bit so maybe we can show you a little bit more of the breakdown. They had you at 86.4 pass blocking, Devontay. 86.4. That's like all-American level. Let's go, man.
Appreciate it.
And so, I mean, would you say you probably pass blocked a little bit better than run blocking on Saturday night?
Inside, yeah. I think outside I could have did a lot better when I moved out to tackle. I could have did a lot better in the pass blocking game.
All right. So, yeah, they got you 86.4 pass pro, 55.9 on the run block, 64.1 overall. They also break down the run blocking based on like gap running and then zone running, I guess. I don't know how, down into the details you got. At least I think I'll try to pull up here on the screen so you can maybe it'll make more sense to you. But I was looking at them like, I guess, because they got two levels. It says like gap and then a zone. So I don't know. We'll go to the run blocking right now. I'll show what I'm talking about here. So yeah, they got like here it says zone and then gap. So
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess maybe they give you different responsibilities based on the type of run play you're running, but nonetheless, yeah, Bavion's a little bit higher on that one because it's a run blocking stat, but you were number one. So give yourself a pat on the back, although coach probably doesn't want you to take a pat on the back after running the team because there's no moral victories at Florida State University. With that said, how are you feeling, though, physically, man? I know you had off season. You had an injury last season, and you built yourself back up, and you've been able to play pretty much every single snap. Do you feel that much more in game shape and ready now that you got 2 games?
Yeah, I feel good. The more we go on, the better I feel. I'm just getting better as it goes and getting back used to it.
And for you, I mean, I know you're going to say, "Hey, you're a good soldier, man. Wherever they tell you to play, you're going to play it." But how difficult is it to transition from playing tackle to guard in the middle of a game when it's so competitive like that?
I think we do a good job practicing it. I'm never just playing one position in practice, so I wouldn't say it's as difficult as most people think. It's just a normal day.
All right, it's another day at the office. Look at he just takes everything in stride, man. We need more of those guys in that locker room. Hopefully, they'll be coming here in mass. With that said, let's go over to the warchant.com tribal council. We'll take our first question. This comes from our guy Ralph in Hawaii. Devontay, aloha. How's it? I know this weekend did not go as planned. Just wanted to drop you a note encouraging the team to keep their heads up and stay in the fight. Still a lot to play for. With you till the end, Ralph.
We appreciate it.
Man, there you go. There's a little Ralph. Let's go to Candy for Noles. She says, "Hi, Devontay. I know this was a rough week, and we appreciate your time today. While a battle may have been lost, there's a lot of season left, and you guys can still win the war." Look at that. Who besides yourself are some of the leaders in the locker room that can help these younger players process this and renew their focus for this next game coming up? Thanks, and go Noles.
We have a lot of leaders in the locker room now, especially, you got guys like Kier, Bavion, Jermaine, Mackenzie, Jordan, AP, Keyshawn, Jayshawn. We're a lot older team. I feel like we don't really have any middle guys. We either got veterans or young guys. So it's it's equal amount. And a lot of guys have been to a lot of different places, so they've been in situations like this, and they know how to overcome situations like this.
Should have asked you this before we got on air. Jimmy Ryan says, can we ask about Dante Lucas? We're not going to get involved into what happened with Dante, but he's no longer with the team. But just you being a teammate of his or whatever, I assume you hope for the best for him moving
Oh,
forward.
of course, that's my guy. There a lot of things are bigger than football, and that's going to be my brother until it's all said and done. Football or not, that's still my guy.
How about thanks for taking that, Devontay. Appreciate it, man. STS 86. This team is clearly better than last year, despite the wins and losses right now. How do you put the frustration, distractions aside and focus on the task at hand?
At the end of the day, you got to keep the main thing the main thing. We got to look at what we did well and improve on that, and look at what we did wrong and fix it. We know what we can do, and what we put on film sometimes, that's not our best at all. And we know what we're capable of when we're at our best, and we just got to find a way to do that every play.
Right on. Yeah, that's what Coach Dillingham was talking about. The 30-something% of your guys plays, all 11 of you guys did your job. But in those 33% or whatever percentage it was, like you guys were averaging almost 9 yards per play. So it's there, and you guys are all capable. It's just a matter of everybody getting on the same page every single snap. So onward and upward. Carol says, this is your first away game of the season, so what will you do to prepare for Wake Forest? Anything different, of course, than it simply being out of town?
I would do film study like we do every week. I'm not sure how much the schedule changes. I think we just, instead of getting off time on Friday, we travel, and we'll probably do meetings a little later since we're on the road. Nothing too crazy.
How are away games for you, man? Some guys, love the comfort of their own bed and being at their house. Although I know you guys stay in a hotel even when you're having home games. But
Yeah.
Are away games sometimes good for the soul to kind of get away from everything?
It doesn't really matter to me because you're pretty much doing the same thing. When you're at home, you're in the hotel with the team, and you're going through meetings and hanging out with the guys, and then it's the same on the road. We're not really out on the town or anything on away games. We're in the hotel the whole time.
All right. Nole 1996. Let's keep the faith. How's the locker room? Hopefully we're still keeping it together.
We're staying strong with each other. Sometimes things happen like Saturday, but that's when you got to decide you either got to grow closer together or drift apart, and we're going to grow closer together. We can't let that ruin the rest of our season.
Right on, right on. Let's bounce back here to Warchant.com. I'm going to skip over this question from Roll Noles, who, by the way, he's been a member since 2002, Devontay. He might be older than you are, just in terms of a subscription. But he says, what do we got to do to get this offensive line getting their act together? Hey, man, I'm an amateur. I don't want to pretend like I'm a professional. I thought you guys did pretty good. I thought our quarterback had a lot of time. I thought our running backs had quite a few amount of holes to run through here. I just want you to know that some of us think that you guys are doing a pretty good job. I mean, how do you guys feel that you're doing as a unit right now?
We feel like we got to improve, to be honest. It doesn't matter what we did last week. We got to do better than what we did the week before. Even if we went out and we all had 90% grades last week, we got to go and have 95 this week, because we got to get better each game.
We're gonna try to redeem ourselves here, Devontay. I'm gonna try to redeem myself here. We're gonna go to our guy out in Kentucky, Dave. He thinks I snubbed you last time, but he wants to know whether or not you do, I guess, football analogies and metaphors when you're talking to people. He tells his wife when he loads a dishwasher, he does like 80% of the dishes. He's like, I got you to third and manageable. So do you talk to your professors and say, like, hey, I know you wanted a long paper. I went for 2 and tried to research a difficult topic. I should have just gone for a simple point after attempt. I hope you don't hold it against me. It's our guy, Dave. He's quirky with Devontay.
No, I do not, especially with professors, because, you don't always want professors to know you're an athlete.
Oh, come on. They don't know. I mean, you walking in, they don't.
So sometimes, sometimes they just don't know. They just might think you're a large human, to be honest. But, you don't want them to be biased either way. Some of them may not like athletes. Some of them may like you a lot. So, you always want to keep it fair.
But, like, you don't wear team-issued gear all the time? I would be in sweats all the time if I were you, man. I'd be living.
To be honest, I have not had a class on campus since I've been at FSU.
Really?
Yeah, because when I got here in January 2020, my degree was online,
Okay.
and then when COVID hit, there were no classes in person last fall, and then I'm in an online program right now.
I was about to say, like, the parking around the stadium is a lot better than it used to be. I don't know if maybe a lot of the folks that had classes around there now are taking them online, but I don't really complain. Let's see here. All right, STS Knoll 86. We'll go back to him. That was Mackenzie's first start commanding the offense. How big of a difference is it for the offense, and is there a learning curve when there's a quarterback change that's being made?
No, there's not really a learning curve because we all speak the same language. We all use the same terminology, the same codes, we run the same plays. So it's not. Sometimes it doesn't matter who's back there. You still got to do your job at the end of the day.
All right,
At the end of the day, our job is to protect the quarterback, no matter who it is.
gotcha. Daryl wants to know what you guys can do to cut down on penalties. Just
We just we just got to focus on the details. Keeping our hands inside. Me, particular, keeping my hands inside. Not getting lax, not extending when the quarterback gets outside the pocket and stuff like that.
all right. Gator Kirk says, "Thank you for giving your time to the Knoll Nation. Has the team had a players only meeting? If you could tell us. Good luck this week. Go Knowles." Players. That's usually not a good sign when there's a players only meeting. Has there been a players only meeting?
We've had a few here and there.
Okay.
Because we always want to talk about what's going on with the team without the coaches around, because at the end of the day, we're the ones on the field on Saturday.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that are being dependent on Devontay that have transferred in. You've transferred in, but there seems to be a genuine appreciation and a love for this school. Is there that sort of feeling that everybody's like, man, like we want to get this thing right, we want to get this thing fixed, even when your leadership is guys that maybe haven't been on campus all that long?
Yeah, for sure. Because at the end of the day, we're wearing this logo like so many great people have before us, and it means a lot to wear it. And when we're not winning, the logo doesn't look good, and at the end of the day, we want it to look as good as possible. So,
No doubt. Jaron Williams, how can the offense be explosive like we were against Notre Dame?
it starts up front. We just got to continue improving and doing what we need to do to make the rest of the offense go.
All right. Michael Carpenter here. I think this is a pretty good question. I know everybody's upset and mad. It's easy to be. These social media pages have been on fire. How are the players doing from your vantage point? I'm going to assume you guys ignore social media.
Yeah, so the thing with social media with us, that's what comes with being a football player at Florida State. A lot of the people that are saying stuff on Twitter, they would trade places with us in a heartbeat. And a lot of them wouldn't be able to take this pressure or be able to take the things that are said about you from people who, if they saw you walking on the street, would probably ask for a picture or ask for an autograph. So it just comes with it. You got to handle yourself like a professional at the end of the day. You can't go back and forth with fans on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. You just got to take it to the chin.
Kevin Durant does, Devontay. Kevin Durant gets in there and he's like, "What'd you say about me?"
Well, when you're the best player on the planet, I guess you can do that. But,
Yeah,
you
I
just
got
got
it.
to take it to the chin because, at the end of the day, a lot of these fans, when we win, they're going to be praising us, saying they knew that it was going to be like this all along. But, when we're down, they just want to say, oh, I knew that it was this and that. But it comes with it.
Listen, Devontay, I got to do this, man. Guys, we're talking about social media. Brady Scott, your guy, 59 in our programs, proposed to his girlfriend after the game. And the folks at Barstool Sports, which are, I guess, supposed to be friends of his, he's a Barstool athlete, did not think it was a very good wedding proposal. He then uses the power of social media and takes those words, takes that negativity and says, here's our registry, everybody. Also, if you search my fiance's name on Amazon, a registry should pop up there as well. Where did he ever get an amazing idea like that from? This is amazing. What a well.
Yeah. No comment. But first of all, I'm so happy for Brady and his fiance. I've hung out with them. They're perfect together, and I'm excited to see their future together. I hope I get a wedding invite because I feel like it's going to be way more of an interesting wedding now. And yeah, I'm really excited for them. I'm really happy for him. He's a great guy. He's a great teammate. He's a great friend, and I'm happy for the both of them.
Did you know this was coming? Did he let you guys know on the team that he was going to do it, or was this total hush?
Yeah, we knew. I saw the ring a while ago, and yeah, I'm happy for him.
I've heard. I didn't see it, but I heard the ring was like top notch, man. So shout out Brady, man. Way to be, Brady. Let me pull up a question here on YouTube before I bounce back to Warchant.com here. Let's see here. Are you guys allowed to bring your gaming programs, your gaming systems with you on the road, like your Xbox and all that kind of stuff?
I'm not sure. I don't really have a game system, so I wouldn't know. I usually just bring my iPad to like watch film or like live stream my little brother's games on Friday nights. But I mean, if that's how people relax, I don't know, to be honest.
So, I hear about the amount of film you guys have to watch, and high school coaches will tell their players how important it is to watch film. Like, when did you start actually? I know you watch film for so long, but know how to watch film, right? There's looking at it, but then there's like watching it and knowing what to pull from it. Like, what was there a moment for you as a young man where you're like, all right, like I understand film study is important, but now I'm able to really kind of see what I need to see so I can take it to the field.
Well, in high school, I would watch film, but I wasn't all the way understanding it. I probably didn't really understand how until I want to say my second or third year at FIU. We had a quarterback named James Morgan who he got drafted by the Jets, but he was a great quarterback. He plays for the Panthers now, and he kind of taught us how to watch film, but like unintentionally. And from then on, it just went learning from your coach, and then Coach Atkins did a great job of showing us how to evaluate individual players and then evaluate defenses, and it grows. It's like reading a book. The more you read, the more knowledgeable you be.
Right on. Here we go. JT O'Toole says the offensive line has improved. I see the difference. Keep climbing. We have to give you guys credit. So
we appreciate it.
People see that. Panama Jack says I was part of a 1-9 team that eventually won the 94 6A state title against Miami Southridge the following year. Keep climbing, keep the faith.
So, trust the process.
Yeah, there we go, for sure, man, for sure. Here's a good question I like. This comes from Seminole Sean over on Warchant.com's Tribal Council. Thank you for being a Seminole, Devontay. Says, I do believe we're going to get better and you are going to play a huge part in that. Two related questions. First, what is your favorite amenity that Florida State currently offers its student athletes?
Probably the Powerade and water machines. You can just get as many drinks as you want. But I don't think there's not really an amenity that I wish we had. I came from a smaller program where we didn't even have like working water fountains sometimes. So everything we have now is kind of like a luxury to me. So I'm just enjoying all that.
So like Auburn's got a flight simulator, Alabama's got, a barber shop, Clemson's got a slide. Like you don't need any of that stuff. That wouldn't be cool to have that kind of stuff.
I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of that stuff's to attract recruits because once you get there, I doubt any Auburn players are excited to go to the flight simulator. But you never know.
All right, man. That's fair. That's definitely fair. This is our guy Jay from Daytona, Jay Blast 407. What's the team's goal heading into conference play?
We have the same goal throughout the season, and that's to get 1% better every day. Learn from our previous mistakes and just get better every day.
Is there a feeling like is there a new season almost as we go to conference play? Like, does that kind of, it doesn't erase what happened in the past, but does it kind of give you guys a fresh slate to start from?
I won't say a fresh slate because, like you said, we do have to learn from the past, and we do know what we've done wrong previously and that we have to fix it going into conference play.
Well, all right. How about Carroll's back? What are your thoughts on Jermaine Johnson? Is he as intense off the field as he is on the field?
Off the field, he's a real cool dude, really relaxed, which most players are. There's not really anybody who's really intense off the field. It's kind of like, when you get, I don't know how to explain it, because I'm more of a calm guy off the field. But on the field, I feel like I'm a different person. You have a different mindset. But off the field, he's a real cool, calm guy.
All right. We got some questions that come over via email. People still email Devontay. That's a cool thing. Email. You know how that goes. This comes from our guy Lawrence over in Fort Walton Beach. What was practice like Sunday? Do you guys talk a lot about mistakes from the game, or do you just try to move ahead quickly to the next one?
Well, Sunday for us, all it is it's corrections. You run over the plays you missed on the night before so that it doesn't happen again.
Tim in Miami, we talked a little about away game, but can you give us a look at what it's like when you guys go on an away game? He asked, with it being the first one, what is it like? Are you in meetings the whole time? Is there a movie that you guys watch Friday night? How does that all kind of work?
So you just get on the plane, once you get off the plane, you get on a bus, you go to the hotel, you get in a stretch.
Well, hey, first off the plane, do you have a whole row to yourself, or is there somebody sitting next to you on your row? How does it work?
I'm not sure how it would be this year, but usually even at my previous school, the O lineman and D lineman that play more snaps, you're usually in an exit row with one other person, so you have a seat in between you.
Nice. Okay.
But most of the skill guys, I think they're 3 to a seat.
Are you guys get snacks on the plane, or is it just get on the plane and then
we get snacks and stuff, and on the plane it's more relaxed. You can take naps and everything like that.
Are the coaches sitting in first class, or is everybody sitting in coach?
They sit at the front of the plane. There's not really a first class.
Okay. All right, right on. Okay, sorry, you guys fly there, you land, you get on a bus, and it takes you to the hotel, I guess? Or
yeah, and we have like a team stretch at the hotel. Last year, if you had to get COVID tested, you would get COVID tested. I'm not sure how they're doing it this year. And then after the stretch, you have one team meeting, and then you have dinner, and then you go into your offense and defense briefings. And then you're free for the night. You can get treatment. If somebody came to the game, you can hang out with them for a little bit. You can't leave the hotel, obviously. And then you have bed checks and you get ready to go.
Is that because of COVID you can't leave the hotel, or is that just rules generally speaking?
You can't leave the hotel. I don't really know any teams that allow players to leave the hotel, to be honest.
Okay. Do you guys do a walkthrough in the ballroom? Are you guys in slips, flip-flops, going through just a slow walkthrough at all, or is it?
I'm not sure how we're gonna do it this year, but usually our walkthroughs are you're in tennis shoes and you're just locked in. It's not really a relaxed thing. It's more like a mental focus, intense situation.
All right. Have you ever been to Winston-Salem before?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
They have a hill behind one of their end zones that people like to lay blankets out on and watch the game, and it's become a thing of Florida State fans to congregate on that hill and take it over. So keep your eyes peeled. So
I will.
Hopefully they'll be flying a flag up there, maybe. Noles 1996. Were there any gassers on Sunday, or do you expect those tomorrow?
We usually get our conditioning in on right before our lift on Sundays. And it just depends on the snaps you played. If somebody played 100 snaps, they're not going to run as many gassers as somebody who played 10.
So how often do you lift now that it's in season?
In season, 3 times a week.
Okay. Do you go heavy at all, or is it pretty just?
It's moderate weight. You want to maintain your strength, but you don't want to wear your muscles down too bad.
So you'll run one, you'll do conditioning on a certain day, and then you'll go and wait and lift that same day.
It's not super hard conditioning. It's to just keep your body moving.
Right on, right on. All right. Well, take some more. Let me see. We got one over on warchant.com. I met this guy. He might even know our guy Alex Mastromano. He played baseball in Australia for 4 years, I think he said. But I just want to say that I believe in your leadership, Devontay Love-Taylor, along with Mackenzie Milton and Jermaine Johnson. You guys can pull the team together and block out the negative feedback from Saturday. It is a long season, my friend. Keep climbing.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
So, yeah, man, just know there's some people that are upset, obviously, Devontay, but by and large, man, everybody really wants this thing to get turned around, and everybody's in your guys' corner. So hopefully that helps out a little bit, man. I don't know if it does, but just know that they're here for you guys.
We appreciate it.
Let's see. We got another email comes in here from Thomas out in Georgia. I don't know exactly where in Georgia, but shout out, Thomas. Thanks for being here. What is Coach Norvell like after a loss? He seemed very down after the game the other night.
No, I wouldn't say down. He's very intense. Because he knows what we're capable of, and he knows that the standard he holds us to. And like I said, he just knows what we can do. He's a very intense guy all the time. He he's very consistent in his energy, you know, win or lose. So it's hard to explain how he is, to be honest.
So, like, when he makes a post-game, like, talk to you guys, like, how does that like, how do you guys know that everybody's in the locker room? Like, I know some guys, like, go talk to their families, some guys are out there proposing to their girlfriends, like, how do you guys know that, like, all right, now it's like, all right, coach, everybody's here. It's like, does somebody give him the cue, or how does that all
Yeah,
work?
yeah. He makes when he walks in, you know, everybody gets to the front of the room. You stop what you're doing. You take a knee and you give him your eyes, and he speaks.
I mean, was it I mean, I don't want you to tell us what I mean, I'd love for you to tell us what he said, but I know you're not going to. I'm not gonna make you do that. But, like, did you walk away from the message thinking that, like, this all right, like, I hear what you're saying, and you feel that maybe your teammates also did as well?
Yeah, whenever he speaks, you know, he always delivers a great message, and it makes you think back on what you did to prepare, and if you did do enough to prepare.
Right on. Let's Gator Kirk ask, in the locker room, are the defensive players and offensive players in separate areas? Is there a curtain? Like, I know in the NFL, it's like you just think they throw this curtain up and it's like defense, offense, and they're just getting chewed out at.
No, no, when you come back in from halftime, you know, there's like an offensive board and a defensive board, but like just normally, like, no, my locker to my left, I have Dennis Briggs, and then ahead of me is Jarvis Brownlee. So it's not really. I don't know how it's organized. Oh, it's organized. We had a lead. What were they called? Accountability teams
Okay.
in the spring. So they put us in that order. So they want everybody mixed up.
Do you keep stuff in your locker like all the time, or is your locker just for like game day? You'll keep stuff in there.
I keep stuff in there all the time.
You guys have like televisions? Like, what's your guys' locker?
No. We have iPads, but like nobody really uses them.
All right. Okay. I mean, that's pretty sweet, man. Do you guys? Is there a rope still around the logo, or can you walk on the logo?
There is. You can't walk on the logo now.
Right. Just making sure. Just making sure. S Quinn 67 says your versatility is quite amazing. Tackle or guard, stay strong.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's see here. Somebody asked about penalties. We already talked about penalties. Richie wants to know, in full honesty, we talked about this, but full honesty, Devontay, how is the morale of the team?
Like I said, we're just growing together, you know. No finger pointing. Everybody realizes what they have to do to get better, and we're gonna grow together.
Right on. All right, man. We did it. We made it to the bottom of the hour, 6:30 here, Eastern time on Warchant TV. Devontay Love-Taylor, it is Trench Talk. We do these every Monday. We're going to do it again, hopefully, this next Monday, and we'll be in a lot better spirits, hopefully. Devontay, we really appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Do stay connected to warchant.com. Plenty of content over on the website. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. We really would appreciate it. For Devontay, I'm Aslan. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go Noles.